Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Sunday, 19th March 2023. Today's Millwall news, we have some pictures in the Millwall jump stats. This is a picture special from londonnewsonline.co.uk, South London Press's online website. And here you go. So Danny Ward's second half goal ensured that Millwall left the 10 points on Saturday. The fixture was Doggers Day, a long-standing tradition. A host of Doggers and former players, including some of the club's 1979 FA Youth Cup winning side, were present in the SC16. It is a picture spread of the day, and there they are. Dockers Day at the 10, celebrating Millwall's history. How many faces there can you recognise? Good to see that some of them brought their grandchildren, I would imagine, as well, at the front there. Some match action. John Berylson doing his rounds yesterday when he come all the way from America for that result. Not the best. Romain Essay, who looked very good when he come on yet again. And we just scratching our heads wondering when are we going to see more of him. Simon Fleming obviously gutted at that result. So there's the pictures. Now we're going to have a look at the stats, although does it really matter? The only stat that matters is that it's 1-0. Here we go. Here is the XG. This is from infogoal.net. We look at the XG in the middle, 1.21 versus 0.66 for Huddersfield. Now, as you can see, this is our shots. We had a lot of shots, but they were not very good shots. They were not very clear-cut shots, and they were not very good quality shots, or shall I say, shots attempts. That includes headers as well. So for however many we had, to only get 1.21 of all these different shots, it's kind of subpar, to be honest with you. Quite subpar. And here we go for Huddersfield. They had 4 shots, 2 inside the box, 2 outside the box, and they ended up scoring 1 goal. Was that a fair result? 55.54 out of 100. That was not a fair result based on the chances created. That was a smash and grab. That was a robbery. We got robbed. We got Millwalled. And there you go. That big chance there was obviously Vogelsam in the 5th minute. Put it over. He had another one somewhere where he kicked it into. Oh, that's Romain yesterday. That's the second best. He had another one where he kicked it straight into Murray Wallace. So you can see most of our shots were down the middle part. Now, if I switch it to go first half, second half, it gets even worse. Because here you go. This is the first half. And if you've got a few brain cells, you figured it out. Second half, worse, absolute worse. What were we doing in the second half? And here you go. Look, 1 goal, 1 shot, 1 goal in the second half. They had 1 shot on our goal, and it went in, and that was it. And here you go. These are our shots in the second half. Obviously, I imagine most of these are after they've scored. They scored in the 67th minute. We just scroll through. So there's Zion Fleming taking his wild free kicks, and one of those was before their goal. So before they scored, we had 1, which was a long range Zion Fleming effort. And after they scored, we had the rest. I imagine because that maybe Gary Rowett said take your time, get inside the box, work it around, create an opening. And if the players tried to do that, and it didn't really happen, did it? You still got to get someone on the end of the ball to have a shot. So yeah, that was really bad second half there. So let's move on to this from whoscored.com. You look on the right hand side, you can see the top rated players. Obviously, Huddersfield Town players. 2 defenders and a goalkeeper. The most shots from Millwall players. But as you can see, they had 4 shots all game, 1 shot on target. Tackles and most tackles and dribbles, it was Millwall. So Millwall had no significant strengths for poor at finishing. We had a large quantity of possession in Huddersfield half. We favoured long shots. We attacked through the middle and dominated possession. And if you saw the video that I made after the Swansea game, this is like that but inverted. Whereas we're the Swansea and Huddersfield were the Millwall. They did the Millwall on us. So here we go, attempts. We had 18, they had 4. We had 15 to 3 open play, 3 to 1 set piece. So 4 shots, 1 goal. That is 25%. That is as good as it gets in this division. That's all you need. Here were the shot directions. Oh, this is the attacking, where we're attacking. This is shot directions. This is shot zones. This is action zones. So as you can see, very little in our third going on. Player positions. So here you go. You can see Bradshaw playing quite deep overall. The 2 fullbacks basically acting as wing backs. Georgian being far out of his goal, and the midfielders just compressed. It's basically playing 4-4-1-1. Yeah, not kind of weird to see that, but hey. Okay, so we have a look here. Go to the pass type. So we had 512 passes. They had 208. We had an average pass streak of 5. They had 2. So is literally we were the Swansea, and same result. The same result happened, did it? It's yeah. So here are the match events. 2 yellow cards for them in the first half. The injury substitution, bringing on the player who would eventually score the goal in the second half, win the game. Vogelsama get a card. Then we make the obligatory pre-planned substitutions on the 60-minute mark, because you couldn't change it at half time. Then they get a card, they get the goal, and then Romain Esse comes on, and then there's another futile attempts at attacking right at the end, bringing on Malone and Shackleton. So yeah, let's have a look and see who did what. I'm sure everyone's got their own heroes and villains from that game. If you look at the club badges at the top left and top right, you see the average player rating for the teams. It's 6.47 for Millwall and 7 for Huddersfield. That is a 0.6 difference, which is quite a large gap in this league. And that's due to the Huddersfield defenders and goalkeeper getting quite high ratings. Yeah, and then midfielders, some of their midfielders got high ratings as well. So the star man was Lees for Huddersfield, the defender, central defender. For Millwall, the highest rated player was Cresswell, yet again. Although, if you look at the goal, it's a comedy of errors. It's now the obvious finger to point out would be Danny McNamara, but he pumps it long to Oliver Burke. Oliver Burke doesn't really challenge for it. Lets the ball go back down. McNamara doesn't beat the man the second time around. The cross gets in, and then you've got Cresswell. When the ball gets played over to McNamara in the first point, he comes over to get it back, to receive it back. But no one else follows him along. No one else. The shift doesn't happen. Cooper stays in his position. I don't know why. They don't scoot along as well. So there's a big gap there that the geezers run into. Cresswell, ball watching. If once you see Danny Mack's not going to give you the ball, and he literally like boots it down the line, then you need to look and say, okay, we need to push up. Are we playing people onside, offside? Need to get up. You need to look behind you. He didn't look behind him once. So again, who are you pointing the finger at? You point the finger at everyone, I guess. McMara, Cresswell, Cooper, Burke. No, Burke. To be honest, not been that impressed with Burke when he's come back. I think last season when he was here, he often played. We were playing two up front, 3-5-2, 5-3-2, whatever it was. Now that we're playing 4-2-3-1, and he's having to be one of the wingmen, the wide, the outside right or the outside left, it's not the same Oliver Burke. He's not really doing it for me. So yeah, but yeah, let's have a look and see. So there's your ratings. So after Cresswell 7.5, we've got Leonard 7.0, and then everyone else is 6s and below. Total shots 18-4. So here's where it's distributed. Fleming had 5 shots. Those 3 kicks, like, and not really working, is it? Is there anyone else that can take a free kick? Maybe Saville or someone. Maybe Vogelsammer with the power, just smash it into the wall and like give them a concussion or something. Figure out who the most dangerous player is and tell Vogelsammer to kick it in his head. Do something. I don't know. Stop taking shots that go miles wide and miles over. Really not helping anyone. Possession wise, here we go. Like I say, it's the inverted. We were the Swansea to Huddersfield's Millwall. We had 71% possession. Cresswell had 12% of the game possession just for himself. 12%. And Cooper had 11.8. So they were on the ball most of the time, the centre backs. Pass success percentage 77 versus 42, because obviously they're not pressing us, they're letting us pass it around, and they're just holding the line, blocking the lines, blocking the shots. You've got Saville 90% accuracy, you got Cooper 82, Fleming 85, and Long is all the way up to 74, because I imagine he took quite a few short passes. But you've got SA, obviously he wasn't on the pitch for long with 94%. He doesn't give the ball away that much, does he? Very good at keeping the ball. But he should be playing more. Maybe he should have come on half time. Vogelsammer. Dribbles 9-1. See if you've got Cresswell, because Long got a dribble. How is it? Because literally this was probably late on in the game, I'd imagine. We can probably find out when Long's dribble was actually. Was it that one? No, that was Leonard. Was it that one? No, that was Fleming. I said it was early on. Oh, there. So where is that? That's the injury time. So Long had that dribble at the end of the first half. But yeah, obviously not pressing, not doing anything. He's been allowed to bring the ball. I don't know how many yards the dribble is because it doesn't say. Maybe there's a industry standard for football stats, but it doesn't really say here. Yeah, so I don't know, but you can see the defenders in one dribbling because they're bringing it forward. Cresswell in that first half, he was finding himself high up the pitch. He had a shot and he was in the area one time where he was crossing it in. All very weird. Aerials won 40-27. Again, they were pumping the ball long and we were winning it. and we were trying to win aerials the other way as well. We got Cresswell with 10, Cooper with 9, Bradshaw with 4, Leonard with 7. The only two players starting 11 for Millwall didn't win an aerial was Long and Vogelsauer. Tackles 12 to 19. Obviously, they had a lot more tackling to do because they were doing the defending, but that's not that much. I think they were just closing us down, and letting us just take the shots that went wide. Corners 3 to 6. These are the players who won the corners. Dispossessed 11 to 4. So every Millwall player, bar the goalkeeper, had the ball taken off of them. Just once, but yeah. So let's have a look at some more stats. So we've seen how many shots we had. It was 18, wasn't it? So there you go. There they are. How many on target? 4. 18 shots, 4 on target. That's abysmal. It needs to be half. The number of shots is half, half, half. So if you have 18 shots, you're gonna have 9. You should have 9 on target. And then you should score like 3 or 4 goals from that. Half, half, half. And that's not what happened. If we go to Huddersfield and see, so they had 4 shots, 2 were on target, 1 goal. That's half, half, half. If you maintain that ratio, which is not, that's a decent ratio to think half and then half and then half. That's not that complicated to do. So you have 8 shots, you get 4 of them on target, you should get 2 goals. But when you're just blindly shooting, going crazy, just shooting willy-nilly, just having free kicks that going wide and over, if you don't get the ball, like we saw with the game the other day, Fleming's goals, he was just kicking it, and Vogelsauer as well, kick it towards the goal. It doesn't have to be that hard. If you get it on target, it can go in. The goalkeeper can make a mistake, as with the Swansea goal, the Vogelsauer. So it doesn't need to be like a absolute net ripper. It just needs to be on target. And you got 18 shots and only 4 of them on target. That's not conducive to getting goals. It really isn't. So what else? So here we go, touches. And like I said, how it's like Swansea. Jake Cooper and Charlie Cresswell with 100 touches. That is like 3 games worth of touches for those two. They usually get like 30 or 40, 35 touches a game. They had 100 and 102 because there was no pressing from Huddersfield. They're like, come and get us, come and get it. You want to score? Come on then, let's go. And then you can see a massive drop off, 40 touch drop off between Charlie Cresswell in second and Zion Fleming in third. 60 touches. But you can see like it's all the defensive players with the most touches. Like that's not good. You need to get it forward, and then you want to play it around up front, so you can open up the area, or go down the wing more and try and get those corners because they're going to jump in front of the ball. They're going to put the ball, get more corners. How many did we have? This is like 5 we had, yeah. We had 6. No, we had 3. They had more corners than us. We had 3 corners, and we were the most attacking team. But we're going through the middle, just going through the middle, as we saw with this one. Where is it? Here, going through the middle. Hey ho. What else are we gonna do? So defensively, oh here it is. We're gonna refresh this because it went to sleep. Yeah, here we go. So offsides, we only won this time. Defensively, who did the work? So obviously we didn't have a lot of defending to do, so this is gonna look that impressive. Mario Wallace 2, Leonard and Malone. So when Malone came on, he got 2 tackles in the 10 minutes he was on the pitch, 14 minutes he was on the pitch. Um, everyone having basically everyone having a tackle except for Charlie Cresswell and George Long. Interceptions: Cooper, Saville, Cresswell. Clearances: Cooper, Leonard, and then these players. Block shots: just the two. So you can see they had 4 shots. They had 2 on target. 2 were blocks, as George Long didn't have a save to make. Of the 4 shots, 2 of them were on. Well, I guess he made 1 save. Yeah, he must have made 1 save. So they had 4 shots. 2 were on target. 2 were blocked. 1 was scored. So George Long had 1 save to make, or he successfully made 1 save, and didn't save the other one. Fouls, in terms of giving fouls away. Oliver Burke came on and he gave 2 fouls away in the 30 minutes he was on the pitch. Like I said, look, he's not really doing it in this formation, is he, Oliver Burke? I think he needs to come on for Bradshaw probably, but when Bradshaw scored 14 goals this season, do you take him off? But it's the second game in 5 days, 4 days, and it's the end of the game. He's going to be cracker. Just get him off. Put Burke in the middle. See what happens. So here we go. Passes. This is going to be through the roof as well. Here we go. Look, Charlie Cresswell, Jake Cooper, 86 and 85 passes. That's literally 3 games worth of passes for those. Or maybe not. Maybe 2. And then it drops off massively again to Zion Fleming, George Saville, Murray Wallace. So Romain Esse, 16 passes, 93.8% accuracy. And he had 4 crosses. So there you go. Now George Long, where's George Long? So 31, yeah. Look, he had 31 passes but 14 long balls. So most of his passes were short, which is why it's 74.2 accuracy, which is very high for him. It's normally in the 34. Normally for him, 30s is good, but it's been as bad as like 20s, which is very bad. For this, if we go passing accuracy, and you've got to probably say George Saville would stand out there. 90% accuracy off of 42. That's good accuracy off a high number. Crosses and accurate crosses. So no, because the Huddersfield Town players were intercepting them. And if we can, well, it's down here, we can go and see how many balls they intercepted. Probably quite high. Yeah. Clearances as well. Look, they were just clearing everything, weren't they? Look, these are all the balls that they cleared. They were not messing around. So that's why the crosses didn't get where they get to the Millwall players. 5-0 from Malone. Malone, look at this. He's been on the pitch for 14 minutes. 5 crosses, 0 accuracy. But to get 5 crosses in the amount of time that he was on the pitch, when the next nearest one, well, it's Esse's the next one, which is again why he should have been on the pitch earlier. But Danny Mack, who's on for 83 minutes. So Malone came on for Danny Mack, and he got more crosses in the time that he was on the pitch than Danny Mack got in the time that he was on the pitch, which was a hell of a lot more. But they're not accurate. Well, at least Danny Mack got 1 accurate cross in. Charlie Cresswell 1-on-1. Murray Wallace 2-on-1. So who had the accurate crosses? Just 3 accurate crosses. Out of all these crosses that we had, an accurate means finding a Millwall player. Now again, I've said this in the past, if you're crossing it into space for a player to run onto, I don't think they include that as an accurate cross. But because Huddersfield part of the bus, we were crossing it in, and Huddersfield were intercepting it, clearing it, blocking it, knocking it up the pitch. So it wasn't finding a Millwall player, which is Should we have played two up front? Should we have changed formation for this? But then who do you drop out? What do you play? 4-3-2? Probably, I don't know. Well, I guess if you're gonna play the wing backs as high as we were here, if the fullbacks are playing as wing backs, I guess what would that be? 4-3-1-2. So you tell Vogelsam to play up front with Bradshaw, which maybe at the start he was, because he was the one who had the first shot and he was playing in the middle quite a lot. But maybe they should have had him just stuck up there permanently and then played 4-3-1-2 instead of 4-2-3-1. Don't know, but what else are we going to look? Long balls, inaccurate long balls. Charlie Crossell 22 and 8, 14 and 6 for the goalkeeper, 7 and 2 for Cooper. McNamara 4 and 2. Okay. Let's just sort the ratings and again and see. So again, Charlie Cresswell got the highest rating for Millwall play, 7.53, which I believe is the third game in a row that he's got the highest rating. I think that's due to his winning aerials. This website has a weird obsession with winning aerial duels. They give a lot of provenance to that, and they really does pump your score up. Then we've got Ryan Leonard 6.98, Cooper 6.89, Myrula 6.85, and down and down and down. Tom Bradshaw, day to forget, 6.29. Malone. Should Malone start instead of Vogelsam on the left? Can he play in that role, the outside left? It's different than a wing back, but when he can do this coming off the bench, I mean, fucking hell. He had 14 minutes and he was probably one of the most attacking players on the pitch. And he was one of the players who had the least amount of time on the pitch. Yeah, just a weird day all over, wasn't it? So, let's just round up by having a look at the table now. In my opinion, a bit of bad news today. Sheffield United played Blackburn in the FA Cup quarter final, and Sheffield United won 3-2 with a late goal, which means that Blackburn now won't have another game postponed, which would have led to that game being played before we played them right at the end of the season. That's the only free midweek. So now it's going to be Sheffield United. Now that might be a good thing. Why? Because Middlesbrough have a very real possibility and a chance to get second place. If we do manage to finish 6th, I'm very much would rather play Sheffield United than Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough, since they were taken over by Michael Carrick, are absolutely steamrolling everyone that they come across. They are very, very good, very attacking. They score a lot of goals. So yeah, I think especially if Sheffield United are on a bummer and a downer, so we're basically they're in the top 2 for most of the season. If they drop out right at the end, it's only a 3-point gap now. If they do drop out right at the end, they might be a bit shell shocked, upset, perturbed. There might be a real chance to play them now. Weirdly, if we do end up playing them, a lot of things to go through before we get there. We might not even finish in the playoffs, to be fair. We would have played them 5 times in the season. Now, has that happened before, where we've played a team 5 times in the season? Because obviously we played them. Well, we would play them home and away in the league. We early on, was it in August? We lost 2-0 up there. Just recently, we won 3-2. We played them here at the FA Cup. We played them at the Den in the FA Cup in January. We lost 2-0. So each time we played them so far, we've conceded 2 goals. Lost 2 of those 2-0 and won 3-2. If we play them in the playoff semi-finals, that's another 2 games. That would mean we would have played them 5 times in a season. Has that ever happened before? I guess you would have to go back to looking at the playoffs, or the nearest one would be if we played the same team when we were down in the league below, maybe JPT, League Cup, FA Cup, and in the league, Football League Trophy, Johnson's played. So maybe if we played them in that, we played a team in that, and then played them in one of the cups, then played them in the league, that would only be 4 games. Unless we played in a replay. If we played, now obviously replays, obviously back in the day, they would just replay games until someone won. Well, I think they went up to 3 and then they tossed a coin or something like that. So maybe not including replays, maybe we're not including multiple replays, just the one replay. So whenever that system came in, I think it's post-war. So post-war, have we ever played the same team 5 times, the same league season? Answers on the postcode below. Probably not. But yeah, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be touch and go. As you can see, we've got 2 teams 3 points behind us. What that basically means is we have to match their results. The teams below us, there's only West Brom with a game in hand. That's either going to be against Blackburn or Burnley, or no, it's either going to be against Blackburn or Sheffield United, who are the FA Cup teams. So basically, if they win that, they go on to 58. It still means we would have played the same amount of games. We just have to match their results. So if Norwich win, we have to win. That's it. That's all we have to do. So there's 8 games left. It's looking like it's going to be needing 5 wins and a draw or 2, which would put us up to around 74, 75, which is higher than our points per game title so far, which is 1.57 we need to get, which would only give us 12 more points, which is 4 wins out of the 8 remaining, which will be 72 points. Don't think we're going to need more than that, so we need more than 4 wins out of our last 8 games. Now, this was supposed to be easy running. Playing Huddersfield, it's supposed to be an easy game. It wasn't. They outdid us, but the remaining games that we've got against the lesser sides are away games. Now, why is that important? Because I don't think they'll be able to pick up the bus in their home games. So we've got Wigan versus Millwall, Blackpool versus Millwall, Hull versus Millwall, but we do have Millwall versus Birmingham. But I don't think Birmingham could defend that well. Not as well as Huddersfield. And I don't think they would try, to be honest with you. They're not that desperate. It's looking like it's going to be 3 from the bottom 6, to be honest with you. So I think Birmingham are safe. So I don't think they're going to park the bus just to get a 0-0 or try and sneak a 1-0 like Huddersfield did. So they might play a bit more, which could open them up. But again, the other games are away, so it should enable us to do a bit of defending and a bit of attacking, and not just try and attack and break teams down that are just 99% defending, which should give us the opportunity to get some wins in those games. But again, it's not going to be easy. But as you can see, like I said, we've just got to match the results of the teams below us, and we should be all right. If they win, we need to win, and that's all. That's all you got to do now. Obviously, we've got a tough game coming up. West Brom. But again, like I said, we got to play West Brom. If we lose that game, and then Norwich win and Coventry win, we drop down. So again, we need to match their results, but it's hard if we're playing West Brom. Hard, we're playing Luton, we're playing Blackburn. But if we slip up, lets them get the opportunity to get in there. So it's going to be a very, very interesting and important game on the 1st of April up at the Hawthorns. So there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and